Hello, JB. Welcome back.
Hello, Shayna. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, of course. All right, now, do you have any special plans for the upcoming holiday weekend?
Yeah, gonna go for a nice long motorcycle ride. Haven't been able to do that
Ah,
in a while. Yep, and it looks like the weather's going to cooperate too this weekend.
I know. You know what? In our area, in the Philadelphia area, this is supposed to be the warmest Memorial Day and the nicest Memorial Day weekend we've had in like many, many years.
You know what? And there's other people suffering. Did you hear about Denver 2 days ago? 3 inches of snow at the airport and about a foot not far away from there.
Hmm.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we have some crazy weather all
Mhm.
over, but this is usually the time of year that people are looking to travel,
Mhm.
take their vacations. If you're lucky enough, like we are here in the Northeast, we have a summer season. So, this weekend is really the jump start for us to kick
Yep.
off those travels.
Yeah, it's kind of like they call it the unofficial beginning of summer. And even
Yes.
though if we go to the shore like we do down
Mhm.
here, it's freezing. I don't like it this time of year. Might as well
It's a
just
little
throw
chilly.
cubes in there. Holy cow. But yeah.
So, I mean, people are always so excited to get their bags packed, to get on the road, fill up their gas tanks, and then just cruise with a good playlist, everything
Hmm.
like that. But they're not necessarily thinking of what they need to be doing to prepare their vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, just like they're going to pack their suitcases and know that they got to take all these things like sunscreen and all that. What about the car?
Hmm.
I mean, the car needs to be taken care of. And, I think most shops around April should start putting the note up there, vacation special, road trip special, whatever it is, because April gives a little breathing space between then and here we are on Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
And the weather is changing. And like you said, we're fortunate we do have like 4 seasons, but now for you folks that only have 2 seasons, April probably works pretty good too.
Sure.
So the point being here is you want to start educating your customers that, hey, if you're going on a big trip this year, maybe we should do this. Or if you don't do it today, let's do it before you go.
Sure.
And things of that sort are pretty important. I mean, I'll never forget the time a customer drove in. And I was at a dealership at this time, and they drove in, and the roof rack all packed, and the back all packed, and all you hear is pat, 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 pat,
Oh,
pat,
no.
out of the engine. And as soon as I heard that come in, and as soon as I saw what was going on, I could only imagine what the conversation is going to be, because that engine was done. It was hurt. And the guy actually asked, "Can I drive it on vacation?" I was like, "If you want to get a tow truck, yeah."
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
mean, that's one
man.
of those things that could have been prevented by looking at the vehicle. I don't remember what was the actual failure, what caused it, but that stinks.
Yeah.
Getting all packed up and then having your car not start.
Oh, absolutely. Not only is it delaying your trip, but that's a pretty penny that you have to replace that, could be money that you were using for this trip and
Yeah,
vacation.
sorry, kids. It's going into the car.
Yeah.
You know,
We're going to do a staycation.
yeah, and that's not going to go over well.
No.
And know what? The other thing that you should be doing starting in April is checking air conditioning.
Yes.
Because even though the car moves and people used to roll windows down and not have air conditioning, well, we're all stuck and used to it. Air conditioning is kind of a safety and required thing for a trip,
Hmm.
because it gets hot. And how many times do you get stuck in traffic? And
Yep.
that's going to be really bad when there's no breeze and whatnot. So AC specials, holiday trip specials, whatever, starting in April and getting it out there.
Yep. Absolutely. And now, so, we're obviously going to be pushing as shop owners, you should be pushing these things, educating your customers every time they come in. Do you feel that with the doing routine inspections, you're able to uncover some of these issues so that way they don't become a problem too close to this holiday time?
Oh, definitely. And that's what we preach here at Auto Motivated
Hmm.
and Bolt On. Keep your customer informed. Most of that service that you have to do, it's already booked out. It's marked. The OEM says this is what you should be doing when. And you watching your customer's car and seeing how they drive, if they drive very little or a whole lot, you need to make those modifications and keep them in the loop.
Yes.
Hey, your brakes in April. Hey, your brakes will probably make it up to about June or so. Are you going on a big trip? Oh, really? Well, you definitely want to get those brakes done in June,
Sure.
if not today, so you don't have to worry about it. But having conversations with customers, and know what? Don't be afraid to ask. Are you going for a long trip or whatever? You're only helping them.
Yeah.
And point these things out. And that's the other great thing about digital inspections, too. Because when you're pointing things out on a digital inspection, Shayna, you can show a picture. Okay, you have an oil leak.
Sure.
it's okay for your local driving, but I would not go on a highway with this. So you can
That's a
actually
good
show
thing,
people
yeah.
things of that sort. And that's pretty important because that way and I like to say this a lot lately, they can mentally and financially prepare for what they need to do.
I think that financial piece, especially thinking around holidays and traveling, is the biggest factor because, you know, if you're warning them too late, so that's what I really liked about how you said, you know, start in April, you know, so if you're warning them ahead of time, hey, these are the things that you need to look out for, these are the things that you need to prepare for, and based off of your history of your vehicle, you know, it's coming up right at that time when you're taking that big trip, you know, you either need to plan for it or you might want to, you know, do this a little bit sooner so it's easier to manage a bigger expense like that.
It is. And also remember, because a lot of people are going on the road, you got to check the one thing that gets forgotten all the time. And
What is that?
It's a spare tire. Make sure there's air in it. And I know some cars don't come with spares anymore. So you know what? If you got a recent car, you might want to check to see if you have one. And that goes out to your customers, but you might want to share that with them that they don't have one because they may have bought the car and don't even know that they don't have a spare.
Yeah. Oof.
But the point is, you know, that spare might be the lifesaver. And, you know, don't be afraid to tell your customers that, you know, your tires are pretty light. You really should replace them because there's nothing worse than having a blowout on a highway and then have to unpack the trunk to find that spare. Worse yet, it doesn't have any air, you know, or it's underneath the truck in the back and it hasn't been moved in ages and the crank's not bringing it down. So do them a favor because they're going to appreciate it and hopefully they won't be stuck on the side of the road because you took care of them.
Absolutely. So whether it's this upcoming weekend, we have 4th of July weekend coming down the road, or just any holiday, summer travels, make sure that you are educating your customers. Make sure that they're prepared for not only the summer services that are really important this time of year, but just any services that can really help them on these longer trips. So that way, you know, their trip isn't ruined or stalled.
You know, I've had the experience. What is the number one thing to be concerned with a new car? Well, that was by Anthony DeFazio. I would be sure to the oil change and also be sure it's got a spare tire. So is that what you're looking for, Anthony? Because customers buy cars and it's only when they open up the hood when they have a tire flat. That's when they do it. All right. All right, got somebody else joined up here, but that's cool. But that's really important thing, educating your customers even on a brand new car. I mean, I think that's really big. And I lost my thought.
No, so all right, so we're preparing them for, you know, the summer services. We're just making sure they understand the health of their vehicles, so that way if they are taking big trips, they're prepared for any possible, you know, stalls of their vacation. And yeah, just make sure you're keeping them up to date so that way their vacation is easy, is enjoyable, and car troubles is not something that's affecting them.
And let me share with you what I was thinking about. I forgot. Is 2 years ago, I'm down with the wife and the kids down at the shore, and as we're driving into town, I start hearing this really bad noise in the front end of the vehicle, and lo and behold, it's a wheel bearing. And it's going bad. My wife drives the vehicle all the time. I don't. Now I spend the whole day at the shop getting it fixed because I felt pretty uncomfortable. And it was pretty loose, got lots of play in it. And I know how that feels, you know, while everybody's out having a great time and you're sitting there. So let's be active for our people. Make sure that they understand that what we offer them is something that may save them a lot of problems.
Absolutely. So until next time, we hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend for whoever is celebrating, and you know, you start to kick off the beginning of summer on a good foot. All right, take care. We'll see you next time.
Yes, be auto-motivated because we are. And thanks, Tony. Appreciate your question.